Welcome to No Rest for the Vivid podcast. I've got my lovely friend Natasha here today. Um, and we've just been talking about, well, you're not just my mate. You've obviously, do you want to introduce yourself before we go into it? So I've just got my mate off the street. Just
Yeah.
pestering.
I'm just a mate, Tash. No, I'm Natasha. I am a counsellor and I specialise in working with mums at all stages. My ethos is around supporting mums to support their children to raise healthy children. So if we're healthy, then our kids are going to be healthy.
Yep, love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Love it. We've been mates for like 3 months now.
Yeah, we're new mates.
We're new mates, and when I think we had a conversation, and then we just started chatting, and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I
Yeah.
love because you're just my vibe. But we've just been talking before we started recording. I was like, we better start recording because otherwise we just carry on chatting. And about me being
We
a
can
new,
chat forever.
we can, yeah. You're like, I've got to be gone by 11. I was like, it's all right. But I'm going for a time limit. But how now I'm entered into the school world and I've already messed up the day with the PE, with not bringing in the PE kit. But I said to you, like, I am so hot on this and organised, and I'm already dropping balls. How do people that aren't organised cope? Like, I
I'm
just,
not organised. I'm not organised. I
I
told
would say,
you.
yeah, I bet you're no, but if you weren't organised, you wouldn't have known. Tell everyone about the roll dolls thing
No, so
today.
today we had roll doll day. So I'd sorted out roll doll. We did have a meltdown this morning because I sent my husband on a like wild goose chase to find a lollipop because she's Veruca Salt and she was behaving
Right.
like Veruca Salt this morning.
All right.
And the lollipop was snapped, lollipop cracked. This was,
Oh,
yeah, but no, I got to school and we were meant to have a roll doll book as well. And I was meant to stay for a roll doll parade. So it was a mad rush to get to my first client at 9 o'clock. And I didn't buy the book because I didn't know about the book. And all like, do you know what I thought more than anything? For a lot of parents, buying an outfit, a book, um, is so much. There's like a mum in Goldie's class who's got 3 kids at the school. Yeah, it's so much money when you've just bought school uniforms, school shoes, school bags, all that stuff. And then second weekend they're like, oh, we've got to dress up.
and you know,
So
I know this might be a bit controversial, but
yeah.
and I love Roald Dahl. Like Matilda changed my life as a kid reading that for the first time, growing up as I did. It literally changed my whole view on everything.
Oh,
Um, However, I feel like Roald Dahl's a little controversial now.
oh
In
really? Why?
well, there's loads of guns in it. If you think about Fantastic Mr. Fox,
I haven't read that one since I was a kid. Can't really
yeah,
remember it.
right. So I have got all of the Roald Dahl books.
Mm.
The Twits, right. SEO Trot, brilliant. I mean, it's
I
about
really want to
dogs.
read the Twits. I was just showing her the Twits actually when we
Oh,
went
the
down to
Twits
the
is
outfit.
brilliant. It's really good. Twits is brilliant. Matilda's brilliant. But there are
Yeah.
some on the edge, like Danny, the Champion of the World, which is a bit of a on the edge, like
Okay.
no one really knows about it. That's a bit controversial. I don't know. I just think I've read them all, as you can tell. I've read
Yeah.
them all multiple times, but it's just there's some of the language as well.
But the
Like
thing
there's
is,
that
5-year-olds don't read Roald Dahl. We're not into Roald
I
Dahl yet.
read it to Jackson.
Oh, do you? Does he like you
Yeah,
to do that?
yeah. I mean, he
Ah,
gets a bit bored, but I mean,
yeah.
James the Giant, yeah, James the Giant Peach is all right. We've read that, and Charge of the Maybe I'm being a bit, I don't know, but I think sometimes I wanted to read him Fantastic Mr. Fox, but some of it is like, saying shut up and stuff like that, and I
Oh,
just
yeah.
think,
Well, yeah, and they are it's a bit old.
yeah,
I
but
feel like I read that when I was like year 3, 4.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, we've the enormous crocodile. We've read that. She
I
likes
haven't
that.
read that one.
Yeah, it's good. Read that. The enormous
Oh,
crocodile, and we love Matilda. She loves Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I think we've watched The Witches.
now
The new Witches.
I'm actually still shit scared of the witches.
Yeah, me
Do you
too. It's
remember
horrible
that
because I
video
hate
when
rats.
But
I
you
hate
know,
rats.
when we were kids and that one came out with what's her face from the Adam family, who was
Oh,
the witches, and she had the big nostrils. I was like, do you know the film I'm talking
yeah,
about?
yeah, I know. No,
That terrified me. And I
I
just
think
think,
I think it's the reason I'm scared of rats. I'm terrified of rats. I'm sure it's because of that.
really?
Yeah, yeah. The new one, I don't feel like the mice are so scary.
I haven't seen the new one.
Yeah, I haven't watched the old one either. Watched both
But
Matildas.
have you? What do you think of the new Matilda? The
I
singing ones.
absolutely love it.
Yeah.
But
You.
absolutely love it. But my kids do like to sing to me. Sometimes you have to be a little bit naughty. No, don't stop.
Oh, Jackson hasn't got that. But there
Yeah.
was, I heard like not great reviews about it.
Oh my
And
God,
I
it's
watched it and I was
so
like
good.
sobbing at the end. I was like, she's Miss Honey.
We cannot wait to go and see the play, but it's so expensive.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good. That's good. I didn't
yeah.
know that this conversation was going to be about Roald
No,
Dahl,
I didn't know.
but
But what it is keeping in, even when you're trying to be organized, there is so much to remember all the time. And there's so many emails. And if you can keep on top of the emails, wow, they've changed our email system and I haven't actually even managed to log in yet. I'm still getting all the information from the WhatsApp group.
oh wow. Do you feel
Yeah.
like I might be all right? Maybe I should create a spreadsheet. Like when when an email comes in, I'll be like, right,
Yeah.
that goes into that box.
Do you know
Task.
the tip? One of the tips I did have at the beginning, I knew that Monday was PE day, so I used to get Alexa to say PE kit. Like at 7 o'clock, it'll just send me a message. So that's the other thing you can do. Just say to your Alexa, have you got an Alexa?
Yeah,
Say to your Alexa, okay, remind me it's non-school uniform today, or it's PE day, or he needs something for a raffle today.
that's a
And
great idea.
yeah,
That is
my Alexa reminds me of everything.
brilliant. That's a top tip, that is. So, I mean, I've obviously loved talking to you and chatting to
Yeah,
you, but you're here as well because you're a business owner and you're
yeah,
inspirational to other people starting out.
okay.
And
It's uncomfortable.
okay, yep.
Okay,
Um, but um, how did it all begin? So you're a counsellor now.
yeah.
How did you fall into, or how did you choose this path that you're now on?
Chose it, definitely chose it. So I started as, what did I do? No, so I did a degree in journalism. I always wanted to work in fashion.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, I always wanted to work in fashion. From since I was a kid, I wanted to work in fashion, like little. And then I went and started, I did a journalism degree, and actually I wasn't that interested in writing about fashion. I was much more interested in writing about social issues. And I did my dissertation on trafficking. And then somehow, I don't know how, but I decided I wanted to work. I wanted to be a social worker because
Okay.
I was too scared to be a journalist. There it is. That's it. I never pushed myself to be a journalist because you had to work for free. You had to like take loads of risks. Like being a journalist is not an easy career to do. So I literally finished my journalism degree and did nothing with it. And then
Wow.
I decided I wanted to be a social worker because I guess that was safe. It was less scary idea. And I started working in a children's home to get some experience.
Yeah.
And then realized I didn't want to be a social worker anymore. And I became a family worker. And actually, when I think about that, my mum always worked for the council and had like a safe job. And that was like, what a nightmare that I got this safe job working for a council. I don't want to have a safe job working for a council. But I was following in her footsteps, I guess, in that
Wow.
way.
Yeah.
And then when I turned, I really didn't like, I liked my job, but I hated the bureaucracy. And, you worked in a school,
Yeah.
there's all the bullshit. The
Yeah.
job, actually working with people, I love. But the fact that there was so much we couldn't do because it didn't fit in with the red tape was the
Mm.
problem. And I read The Secret when I was 29. I think I'd also met my husband. My husband's like a real optimist. He always feels like he's he has like a really good mindset naturally, and he's very good at like just doing what he wants to do.
Mm.
So I think that was quite like eye-opening to me that you didn't always have to think of that worst case scenario. And then I read The Secret, and after I read this, have you read The Secret?
Well, yeah, I've watched the film as well.
You
Yeah.
watched the film,
But one,
yeah,
I got to it late. Read loads of other stuff before I
yeah.
got to it.
So I read The Secret, and it was just about. And after I read The Secret, I was like, I need to do something to change my life. If I'm gonna, I don't want to work for the council. I want to work for myself.
Mm.
If I want to work for myself, I need to start taking action. And I think prior to reading The Secret, it was like, oh well, if I do a course, it's going to take 5 years, and what if it doesn't work out? And then it was like, no, do the course. It's £100 or £200 first counselling course I did, and then I just went from there. And the goal was by the time I became a mum, I wanted to work for myself. And I left my job about 6 months before my daughter went to school. No, by the time my daughter went to school, I wanted to work for myself. So yeah, about 6 months before she went to school, I went like fully self.
And do you
Yeah.
remember the moment when you were like, I can do it now? Like I can give my notice in. How that felt?
Oh, the best thing ever. The best feeling ever. Like I'm not meant to work for someone else. And now, like I've just been on holiday with two of my friends. One of them's actually just left work to be a stay-home mum full time because she doesn't like her job and she can afford to. And the other one was like dreading going back to work. And I thought, I don't dread going back to work. I
No,
remember that feeling. And I don't want to be like this, like martyr, like you don't have to dread going back to work, but you don't.
no,
Like I am excited about going to work. And I never, when I worked for someone else, I never felt excited to go to work.
no, no. Well, I did in the beginnings of different careers and
Have
jobs.
you? I never have.
No, when I was, but then I don't know if I felt if I was just not aware of the other options.
Yeah.
But I think when I went first self-employed, like 2010, I think I was self-employed for a year, and I had another business. I remember that feeling being like total freedom. I
Yeah.
just couldn't believe how free I felt. But it was just such a different world then, and I did not know what I was doing. But this time, when I went self-employed, like 3 years ago, over 3 years ago, I did again feel that like whoosh. It's like a whoosh of like, oh my God, literally, I could fly, isn't it? It's just like
Yeah, it is.
total
It's just like
freedom.
I'm like now, me and my husband were talking about this the other day. He's also self-employed. I don't think he loves his job as much as me, but he does like working. But we were like, we just wish we had one more day in the week.
Yeah,
Like there's just not enough time.
yeah,
Always, that's how I feel. Like I'm not I'm on Thursday, so I don't work Fridays. I'm not desperate for it to be Friday ever. I'm
no,
always like, oh God, I'm running out of time. I'm running out of time. I can't get it done.
yeah, yeah,
Like I wish I was working tomorrow. And then when I'm not working, I'm pleased. I have my major battle is I love being my son's at nursery still. So I love being with my son and having that time that's just the two of us. But I also want to work more and I'm really in this battle. I used to just work 3 days, now I'm working 3.5. And I was meant to go back down to three, but I'm not. I'm staying at 3.5. And there's like part of me that's like, why don't I just do 4? And then the rest of it's like, no, he's going to be at school soon. I don't want that. I have such a pull of like, because I have such a good balance. I
mm,
love being with my kids and I love not being with my kids. It's nothing. I constantly like the work I do is about you don't have to feel overwhelmed all the time. And I
mm.
think I really have such a good balance where, yeah, I can't get all my work done. So that's overwhelming. But and yeah, I want, but the overwhelming, I love everything I do, so I want more time to do it rather than I'm drowning.
Yeah, I can't agree more. I've had this week though, I don't know about you, but being back at work properly and last week, oh, I wasn't really working properly last week because Jackson was like half days and this,
Yeah.
that, and the other. I just feel really tired. I've realised how much time I've had off over August.
Well, I wonder if that's why I've got ill.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Back to school. Back
Back
to
to
school
school.
illness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it is. They're all catching germs first week back, aren't they? So,
yeah. I feel knackered today, like really knackered. And I just thought, yeah, but it's I've worked really hard this week and last week,
yeah.
even though and I realised I was like, maybe I'm just not used to it because I've had like 6 weeks off basically. I was just
I
sort of
didn't,
like,
yeah, I didn't have 6 weeks off, but I've just been on holiday. So I had like a
yeah,
lovely week off and then it's like, it's just the speed. So
mm,
fast. Life is so fast.
life is so fast. I said to my husband, I was like, we fit a lot into a day.
Yeah.
Like I can't, like we get a lot done, and it's okay to feel tired. I think sometimes I think, oh, if I'm tired, I must not be doing as well as I could. But actually, I'm
No.
like, maybe I'm just tired.
Yeah,
You
maybe I'm
know,
just tired because I'm busy.
maybe yeah, maybe it's just okay. It's okay to be tired.
It's okay to be like I'm really yesterday I got up and I wasn't feeling well and I didn't go to the gym. And I was like, this is really hard not going to the gym because I
Yeah.
like to get up and go to the gym. But on Monday, when my daughter wasn't very well, I didn't take her to gymnastics. And I didn't think that was bad. It was like,
No. Oh, that's interesting, isn't
yeah,
it?
it's fine. She's not very well. She wanted to go to school. She went to school in the end. Um, and it was just really nice that she was so desperate to go to school because I'm hearing loads
Yeah.
of the kids are really struggling with year 1, but she's like buzzing about being at school again.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was fine that she didn't go to gymnastics, but me not going to the gym was a real like stick to your routine, like when are you going to fit it in if you don't go?
Yeah. Do you know, it's so funny you said that because it was the same thing for me yesterday. I woke up and I snoozed the alarm. I never snooze the alarm.
Yeah.
And when I do, it makes me feel like a bit grumpy because of all of
Yeah,
that
because it's like the
cortisone and that.
cortisone. Yeah,
Yeah.
horrible. Yeah.
So, but I set myself up to
Oh
fail
no,
because
I did snooze it as well. I did it by
oh,
accident. I accidentally snoozed it. Yeah.
did you? Well,
Yeah.
I had my phone in the bedroom and I've been doing that. Like I haven't had my phone in my room for ages, but I've got this. I'm well into the library at the moment
Yeah.
and borrowed a book, but it's an e-book that's on
Okay.
my phone.
Oh,
I
you
was like, well,
borrowed
I
an
need my
ebook.
phone in my room because then when I wake up in the morning, I get my reading time, read my book in the morning.
I read on my phone. I have a
Yeah, so
Kindle
I've got
app.
everything. Well,
Yeah.
thing is, in my half asleep days, I turned my first alarm off and went to set a timer on my phone because my other alarm doesn't actually have a snooze. So I
Oh,
just snooze and then anyway, I felt like shit. I was supposed to run yesterday, because I'm running a 10K in November, but my legs were aching because I did a run Sunday morning. It was like so hot, which was
yeah.
just so tough. I was like, oh, my legs are still hurting. And straight away, my husband was like, but if you're tired and you're aching, your body needs to recover. You're going to injure yourself. So don't go. And I was like, oh, I'm letting myself down.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
all
was the
about
same.
self-trust. And it's like, if you don't do what you say you're going to do, then you're letting yourself down, which
So am
like
I.
makes a hole in your self-belief. And I was like, I'm letting myself down. And Dad was like, no, you're not. You're being kind to yourself. Be compassionate. Shut up. And I was like, oh yeah, all right. And then so I was like, okay, instead of, I'm just going to go for a really long dog walk. Once the day's done, I'm going to finish my day on a lovely walk. And I did. And I was like, why was I moaning and putting like being horrible to myself? I covered the same distance as I would have done on the run.
Yeah.
So I was like, I've done it. Like,
But it's
give
really, I
yourself a
think
break.
it's hard to find that balance, isn't it? Of like consistency and routine
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
not waiting until you're ready. And then
Yeah.
also self-care and just being kind to yourself.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I was like, I don't feel like going for a run today. I
Yeah.
still could go for a run, but there's that balance of like the practice of going, no, I actually feel like tired and hurting. It's not me like not wanting to go and
Look,
can't
yeah.
be bothered. I'm actually listening. It's I think that's like the first time where I've not run when I felt like I should have done since running for like 3 months.
Yeah.
But it's just compassion. It's practicing compassion all the time. And even though, like, me and you are well ahead of the game with all of this stuff, being compassionate to ourselves and looking after ourselves, you still have those moments where you have to
Yeah.
go, oh, no, hold on a minute. I can be
Yeah.
kinder.
And I do often, I really like the idea. There's a podcaster I love called Francesca Amber, and she's got 3 girls, and she talks about thinking about herself as the fourth child.
Oh, that's a good one, isn't
Yeah,
it?
and often just thinking like, how would I treat my child in this moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't say to your child like, oh, you've got to do this because
No, I wouldn't. I would never push him through it. I'd be like, just
no.
listen to your body. What's it saying? Saying go and have a nap. All right,
Yeah,
go and have a nap.
yeah, exactly. And I'm really in this battle at the moment about around like clubs. And
Mm.
my daughter's very lazy. She's very, very lazy. And she's she loves gymnastics. And she's just been asked to be in like the gymnastics squad.
Oh,
And she's saying she
wow.
doesn't and she's saying she doesn't want to do gymnastics anymore. I'm like, why? Why don't you want to do gymnastics? She wants to do horse riding. And she's not doing horse riding every week. Like, I can't afford for her to do horse, and it's so expensive. It's £40 an
Mm.
hour. Um,
Wow.
it's so expensive.
Oh my
Um,
God.
and I want her to do swimming. She's doing swimming. Swimming's a non-negotiable for me,
Yeah.
for obvious reasons. But it's like this: do I push her to do gymnastics when she's saying she doesn't want to do gymnastics? I think she should do gymnastics, but she wants to do horse ride. Like, and some kids do loads of clubs, don't they? And other kids, she gets tired, and it's knowing your own child. I think my little boy probably do loads of clubs because we need to wear him out all the time. He needs to be run like a dog. But my daughter's not like that. Knowing, treating everyone as an individual.
Do you know your kids' human designs?
I know my son's is the same as mine,
Yeah.
which makes sense. We like to be busy. We're always doing stuff. My daughter's, I did do my daughter's. I can't remember. I think she was the same as my husband, and they're much slower. And I mean, he's busy, but no, they're different. We're very different.
It's
Yeah.
Jackson's a generator. So that's why
Uh,
sometimes, and I'm a projector. So sometimes he's like, he never runs out of energy, ever, 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 ever. Whereas I obviously sometimes do. But
yeah.
then I've learned that I can feed off his energy, like an energy
Um,
vampire. I feed off my own son's energy.
oh, I'm a manifesting generator, and so is my son, and we never run out of energy. So that's why yesterday morning, when I had run out of energy, it was like, listen, because you never run out of energy ever. Like I've always got more energy. Always,
Yeah. Yeah.
we'll be doing more.
My
Yeah.
husband's a manifesting generator. It's so funny recently because I learned about the like your sun gate. You know, the
Yeah.
gate that you're like, that's why you're here, leaning
Okay.
into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I learned that mine is ideas. And I've always like ideas just like fall into my head. I never like I'll be
I'm
talking
like
something,
that. That's what
yeah,
I'm like. Always new ideas.
always new ideas. So much so that I'm like, is this my idea? Most of the time it's ideas for everybody else. So I just give them away. But my husband, I was like, look, he had this big job interview, and I said, I'm just going to read. I know you don't really care about human design, but I'm just going to go and look at this Sungate. I'm pretty sure it's called Sungate. Anyway, I said, because when I did mine, it sounded exactly like who I am. And so his was about recognizing strengths in teams and bringing them all
Ah.
together for a mission. And he got the promotion because before I was like, you were born for this job, and he's like got this, and he works for the council, but he's like now in the core of housing, like rehousing. So he's working with homeless families, temporary accommodation, like emergency accommodation, all this
Mm,
budget. The budget is like so much freaking money, and he's
yeah.
in charge of it. I'm like, yes, mate, you're in there. And but I said, when you're leaning into what you're good at, babe, listen to that. What do you think? And he's like, yeah, that's me. I was like, oh my God,
I
he's
know because it
listening.
is. It's nice.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah,
In counseling, when we're talking about like joining the dots, and there you join the
yeah.
dot for him.
Yeah. You know, so the when I had my first reading, like my proper in-depth human design reading, we were talking about my husband and I said, we're literally inseparable. Well, I'm gonna tell you something I'm really embarrassed about, but I love it at the same time. We clean our teeth at exactly the same time every night. How sad and fantastic is that at the same time?
Why do you do that? Just a habit.
You know, I'm, now I'm saying it out loud. I'm like, why have I done this? I'm a bit embarrassed. But we sit. So he's got really good dental health. So
Okay.
he's like made me have really good teeth,
Oh, okay. He's very into the
right?
cleaning of
He's
teeth.
really
Yeah.
into it. So I was like, yeah, brilliant. So we pick our teeth, like floss and whatever, and then we go, and then we go. Are you ready? Yeah, clean the teeth. Now, if one of us cleans our teeth before the other one or after, like we're like, have you just cleaned your teeth before me? You didn't wait for me.
It's like cheating on a Netflix series, but you
But
do
you
it with
know,
teeth. You're
yeah,
like cheating
yeah.
on teeth.
But it's because we've got an ensuite and we're sitting in bed and we've got our electric toothbrush ready. So then we just watch the TV at like volume 7,000 while we clean our teeth and then we get up and finish and rinse our mouth. But anyway, the reason I'm telling you that is
Yeah.
because I did my human design, we found out that when you put mine and my husband's map or whatever it's called, what's it
Yeah.
called? The whatever on top of each other, all of our channels link up. So where
Ah.
I've got a gap, he's got a channel. So
Ah.
together we're like complete. That's
How did you
why.
get him to do it?
Oh, I just asked the woman and just gave her the
Oh,
his
he didn't do
details.
it with you.
I used it. I stole his private information. I was like, I text his mum. I went, "What time was Dan born?"
I've texted Marcus's mum and said what time was
Yeah,
he
yeah.
born to do
I
it. I
need
can't
to
remember
know
what he
this.
said.
Really need to know this. But I did it, and it was so cool because it made me realise why. Because I was thinking, why do I not like? Why are we're always together? We do everything together. Sometimes I'm like, I do like, we do get a bit of space from each other, or quite a
Yeah.
lot. But
We don't work together.
yeah, we're like best mates, like the bestest of friends.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, look,
Nice.
the universe has lined this up, babe.
They
I'm
have. You're
leaning
just
into
meant, well,
this.
you're just meant to be together.
Yeah, it's cute, isn't it?
That is cute.
And quite sickening, but I love a bit of cheese. I'm
It's
like,
cute.
like,
It's not sickening. It's just cute.
oh, thanks.
Mm.
Right, anyway, do you want to
Found your
go
person. Anyway, back to business.
talk about business? So this, let's link this back to business, leaning into what you're good at,
Yeah.
what you
Leaning
know
into
are
it.
your strengths.
Yeah. So what do you want me to talk about? What I think my strengths are, or what?
Yeah, I want to know, what do you think your superpower is?
My superpower. I'm really good at like listening to detail. So
Mm,
I don't have to write anything down. People can tell me stuff and I just remember it.
really?
Really good. And what's really funny is I don't remember anyone's name, but I would
Right,
like
my name's
remember
Claire. My
your
name's
name's
Claire.
Claire. No, but I forget. I'm horrendous with names. And but you could like tell me like, I don't know, where your mum lives. I'd remember that. Or like you could tell me like when you moved into your house, that kind of stuff. I remember that.
Wow.
So I think with my clients, it really helps because they can tell. Like one of my clients said to me recently, was like, "How did you remember all this stuff?" And I'm like, "Do you know? I just do. I'm really. I think I'm just really interested in learning about people. Like it absolutely fascinates me learning about people. Like last night, I was watching Top Boy. We were watching the old. But we completed it. Like it was a really sad moment because me and my husband have really been thinking about really excited about Top Boy and we watched it too quickly.
Oh, that's awful when that
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, so annoying. And then so he was like, let's watch the original. We watched the original and I was like, the in the first series, one of the boys' mums goes into I don't know what it's called. You shouldn't call it not a mental hospital. What's it called?
Psychiatric hospital.
Psychiatric hospital. And I was just like, and I remember that moment watching it. And the little boy's mum had gone into a psychiatric unit and he was caring for his mum. And I was like saying to him, this is why I do my job, because there are children out there whose parents are unwell and
Yeah.
they are left to care for their children. And I know that's going to really resonate with you.
Yeah.
But I can't bear it. I can't bear to think about that, to like watch that child have to care for his mum. And she said, well, he said, why don't you want to help the child? And I said, if I help the mum, I can help the child. If I help the child, he's still got to go back to the same mum. So to me, I want to help the mum. And I love all those details and understanding like how this linked to this and this linked to this and this has made you like this.
Yeah. So powerful. It's like, do you remember the thing for you as a mum that
Yeah.
that you learned, and like maybe it was an affirmation or a phrase or something that really empowered you and you just thought, I can do this even when it's really shit and challenging. I'm not
I
inadequate.
don't
I'm doing
I
it.
don't know. I don't know a thing, but I was talking to someone the other day on Instagram actually, and I said something to her and I was like, God, that's really clever actually. That's what I said. But we were talking about her child struggling to make friends at school. And I said, how much are you feeding into that? And how much are you telling her how amazing she is? And she was like, I don't know whether I am. And I said, your child, like, you've told your child that Santa is real, which is the most ridiculous thing in the world. And she
How old is
believes
this?
you.
How is this? How old is this
Pardon,
child?
five, five.
Oh,
I said,
okay.
you told your child Santa's real, and it's ridiculous. Our children believe Santa's real. We can tell our
Oh
kids
my
Santa's
God,
real.
I've just listened to that wrong. I thought you were
You
saying
listen.
she'd gone, Santa's not real. It's all a
No,
myth.
no, she'd said she's real, and
Yeah,
she believes you.
sorry.
If
Sorry.
you tell your child that Santa that she's amazing and everyone wants to be friends with her,
Yeah.
they'll believe you. So actually, just like our power, like how much power we have in what we say. All like
Yeah,
we're like superheroes. Everything to our kids, everything we say is just true
yeah.
because they're like sponges.
We spoke about this the last time we chatted
Yeah,
about the TikTok thing. I
yeah.
thought of you the other day because Jackson, it was his birthday last week, and he got from my godfather, he gave him a kazoo. You know
What's
what,
that?
one of these, like, it's like basically worse than a recorder, and they blow
Uh-huh.
and it goes do 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 do, and it's just
Oh,
so loud,
so
and it
annoying.
doesn't. Yeah, it's just it's just awful. Just, oh, I couldn't believe it. Anyway, you just blow through it, and I went, "Oh, I've had enough now, babe, because the battery's going to run out in a minute, and we need them charged up for when it goes to Nan and Grandpa's with you."
Yeah, send it over. So I do.
My godfather was like, "That is brilliant." I was like, "You bought it for him," but no batteries, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, okay, no worries, just accepted." There's batteries in this thing that he's just blown through. It's like, no, keep it charged up. But the fact that it was, oh yeah, it'd be great at Nanny Grandpa's. I can imagine my mother-in-law being like, "What is this done?" We're like, you don't have him as much anymore because he's at school. So
My friend got a her mum had bought her daughter this disgusting planet dress yesterday, and she sent a picture of it, and she was like, "Well, it's covered in." Her daughter really likes planets, so it's this dress covered in planets. I said, "You got two options. You either say it's a dress that lives at Nanny's house,
yeah,
or it's a nighty dress. I like to say things are nighty dresses. They're really
that's good.
horrible.
Yeah,
Or nursery clothes.
yeah, yeah. We just gets wrecked.
This is nursery clothes." I said, "And hopefully it'll get paint on it
Yeah,
today."
and no, but they just go, "Oh, okay,
Yeah, okay, fine. It's not a problem.
fine." I got Jackson to eat loads of new food during the summer holidays
Did
because I
you
was
watch
just
it? Come on, tips. Any, I've got none. I don't.
well, he's my niece, his cousin, a little bit older than him, and
Yeah.
he thinks like the sun
Oh yeah,
shines
it's a good
out of
one.
her.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm just like, oh, Phoebe had that the other day. She
yeah, yeah,
loved
yeah.
it. And so, but he's gone into school and he's eating school dinners. So yesterday he had curry. Monday he had mac and cheese. Today's got jack and potato. Um, and I just went, what do you want? And I gave him the choices. I said the curry's not spicy. He straight away was like, no, I'll have curry. I was one of
Really?
the proudest moments of my life, Natasha. Like literally going, my son has just chosen curry of his own free will. Like curry is my favourite food. Absolute favourite
My little
food.
boy actually loves curry, but nothing spicy.
Well, the other week, Dan actually gave him some hot sauce.
Yeah.
Like, just went, just try it, mate. But underestimated how hot it was, and
Oh
Jackson
no.
was just crying. I was like,
Now he's gonna be terrified. Oh no,
that is
everything.
terrified. Yeah, just stupid. Why do men do like? Why bother?
Why? Why do
Why?
that? Because now he's gonna be terrified, not just for a week, for years.
Yeah, for years. And he's just crying and his eyes were watering. And Dan was like, I think I gave him the too spicy one. I was like, you think? Him? The actual pain. Why did you do that? And I was at the time going, babe, I don't think
It
it's a
is
good
a
idea.
pain, isn't
Pain. Exactly. But anyway, but it was all right. He's had the curry.
it? But no, if you're saying to your kids, like if I say to my daughter, like, "You're really good at that. I'm going to tell your teacher I'm really good at that." They're like, "I am really good at it." They literally, like, kids will look in the mirror and be like, "I look really pretty today."
I know. Isn't it wonderful when they look at themselves? They're like, oh my God, yeah, I look really cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's no judgment on of comparing themselves to anybody else. They're just like,
But they
I'm a
will,
human being.
they'll pick up the judgment just as quickly.
Mm,
They will. That's why we have
yeah,
to be so careful around it.
yeah,
It's such a difficult one, isn't it?
yeah.
But like
I
us
was
judging ourselves, they pick it up.
I thought this the other day though, because I said to Jackson like a similar thing. I was just going, you are gonna make loads of friends, school is gonna be so fun. And he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I thought I was going through, I don't know what day it was, something was happening. Oh, we were stuck in traffic actually. We
Yeah.
were getting somewhere. And normally I used to be like, oh my God, I can't believe it's stuck in traffic. I was sitting here on a hot day, blah, blah, blah. And then I just flipped it and went, how easy is it for us right now to be in this journey? We're sitting in an aircon car, the sun shining, listening
Yeah.
to music. And I just thought, what if I reframe every day, just going, how easy is my life? And just go, how easy is it? Like when you think about it, and our kids as well, our kids are so fortunate. They're gonna have easy lives. I mean,
Yeah.
they might have challenges, but the fact
No,
that
but they
we've
are
done that work,
fortunate. My kids are really fortunate. I know
yeah,
my
yeah,
kids
yeah,
are really, really fortunate.
yeah,
But they, yeah, it is. I do think that is so like powerful to say to your kids, you're going to make loads of friends.
yeah, yeah,
Because the problem is that if you didn't struggle at school, like when you're saying you're going to have make loads of friends, it's really hard to do.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I still think you've got to do it,
yeah,
even when it feels uncomfortable. Like they are like affirmations for kids, aren't
yeah,
they? Everyone's going to like me. I'm really funny.
yeah,
I'm really interesting.
yeah. I've been saying
I'm
like,
good.
just be yourself, babe. Just be
Yeah.
yourself.
Because
But
why wouldn't he make friends? Why not?
yeah, why not? Exactly. I think I was some of that fear when he started last week. I was a bit upset about him starting, as obviously you do. You know, you
Yeah.
said to me, "I'll make sure you wear sunglasses," and I was a bit like, "Okay, oh, it's all right."
So he didn't
But
cry.
I sort of shed a couple of tears,
Okay.
but like
I was saying I sobbed.
yeah. But I think I sobbed. I was like more just my whole body was just like oh anxious about it. I think. And I realised that it's because I had such a tough time at school, even though I
Oh,
did actually
really?
because school was better than home, but it was still tough
Yeah.
because I got bullied. So in my head, I was
Yeah.
thinking,
Of course, it's going to be in
oh,
you.
he's gonna go into school and everyone's gonna be horrible to him. And I was thinking, no, because my life, I was different. I was the skanky
Yeah.
kid, unfortunately. It's
And
just one
that
of
does.
them.
It's
Yeah,
horrible. It's a horrible one, but that it does make a difference. I wasn't worried about that. I didn't like change. I didn't want her growing up. It wasn't
yeah,
about bullying, but they are. You know, that's a wound in you, isn't it?
yeah,
How are you not gonna have that feeling when your son goes to school? But like you can say, you can really rationalize it. I was the skanky
yeah,
kid. It does make. I think you don't want to talk too much about kids' appearance and stuff, but it does make a difference for kids to have nice things. I don't know
yeah.
when it starts. I think it starts pretty young, to be honest. I remember working in school. Did you work in primary or just secondary?
Secondary, yeah,
When I worked in schools, being told by Senkos that the little kids, even little, there were things that children would notice. Like um, one of the things that I think you see is children who got head lice and their parents
yeah,
just shave their head,
yeah,
and it's like it's a real sign of poverty, I guess. Um,
yeah,
or just yeah, just like being a bit dirty, smelling of smoke, uh, holes in their shit, like all the different things, and it does make it harder for kids to fit in, even when they're little kids don't care about labels and stuff, but they notice that. But you know what? This is something that came up on holiday. This is something, God, I don't know if I should tell. I'm going to tell you because this is what we're doing. We're being honest here. When I was on holiday, my daughter's obviously mixed race, um, and she wanted to make friends with this. There were little girls she wanted to make friends with on holiday. I noticed her spotting them out, who
yeah.
she wanted to make friends with. There was a little black girl who I'd talked to a little bit, and I said, Goldie, that girl's really nice. I was talking to her in the lift. She said, no, I want to make friends with someone who's got the same color skin as me. And
Oh,
I couldn't believe it because my dad is black,
yeah,
obviously, and she's got really good relationships. She's around black people basically, not
yeah,
many, very, very few. My
yeah.
dad's the only black person, I think. I don't know if there's anyone else. Then I'm obviously mixed race, but
Mm,
and then with the my hairdresser's children. She comes to my hairdresser with me,
yeah,
but the children notice difference, don't they?
yeah.
And she
Really, really early. That
really,
is, isn't
really
it? Yeah,
early, and I thought she's someone who is like grows up in Brighton, is very like exposed to everything.
yeah,
There's no judgment around anything. She's got a gay uncle. Like, and she still made that comment.
But is
So
that because is that judging? Was there any judgment in that, or was it just a fact, or is it that it could be judged as something else? Do you know what I mean? Maybe
I
it's
don't.
just like I only like I just want to be friends with someone with blonde hair or
Yeah, she
like
did. She wanted
curly
to be
hair,
friends. She
or
wanted to be friends with someone blonde hair.
oh, that is what she wanted. But
Like, and we had to have this like long conversation about how you don't not be friends with people because what color their skin is. And I was like, Grandpa's got different color skin, and she's like, yeah, and Grandpa's funny. And I was like, so why? And she said, I just want to be friends with someone who looks like me. I'm like,
God.
okay,
But then
but
where's that come from? That's the thing, isn't it? That's it's not that.
where?
Where has it come from? That's funny.
But they want to be friends. She wants to be friends with, like, I know that she will go up to girls who look girly and have Elsa stuff and princess stuff and
Mm,
um even those sort of things really help you to make friends. You know, like
yeah,
boys will go to other boys who've got superheroes and football.
yeah, yeah. If Jackson spotted a kid with any Mario on him,
Yes,
he'd be like that, trying to lick him. Probably.
I
No, he
know.
wouldn't. He wouldn't lick him, but he'd want
No,
to be
but
his
they
friend.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah, like the judgment. And if you haven't got any of those things,
yeah,
even those little things, like the school bags they have,
yeah,
they make such a difference. And like, yeah, and we had a really long conversation about that. And I thought I didn't tell it off, but like it's just always talking to them. Talk to
yeah,
your kids more than you talk to your kids more than you ever realize you have to.
yeah. I read this. There was a video of a podcast I was listening to about active listening and how important it is at this age. So when Jackson's just talking utter rubbish to me. I have no idea
Yeah,
what he's talking about. Not in the
yeah,
fact that I'm not listening, but because it's nonsense. It'll be
yeah.
about some aeroplane going into the water and then it's made out of a frog and blah 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 with his
Okay.
imagination. But I practice active listening with him and I'll go, really? And I'll repeat the last sentence.
I know they
Oh,
love
is it a
that.
frog? So if we do that now when they're young, when they get to 15, 16, and you want them to open up and you're using active listening, they're already prepped. It's already part of the conditioning of the conversation.
Wow, I've got that's brilliant to know.
Mm,
So when you're a counsellor actually listens to your job.
exactly. You're doing it probably without
I just
even
I won't
thinking.
even notice I do. Like, yeah, repeating the word is just
I
it's
don't know.
not it's like
Yeah,
driving for me. It just
yeah, yeah, yeah. It just becomes part of. But I noticed with how now obviously our jobs are listening, reframe, etc., etc., and in counseling and coaching, and how now notice how people lack listening skills across the
Yeah.
board, and I feel it's not me going, oh, you should, but I made a point recently about I think I did a reel on it that knowing the difference between venting and moaning, and that
Yes, I
venting
saw that.
is an open space. Someone is receiving that and listening, not waiting for their turn to speak. Whereas, and then if you're in a discussion, yeah, but venting, when you actually need space and you're opening out that space for someone, but then moaning, when it's just moan, 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 that's negative. You're just recycling negative energy, negative, 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 instead of going, oh, that's off my plate. But it's recognized how many people now, and I'm talking, like, I have a go at my husband sometimes. If I'm talking to him and he's looking at his phone, I'm like, you're not listening to me. Yes, I
Yeah.
am listening to you. You're not listening to me at all. You are not receiving.
You're
I am your
You're not. You
wife.
can't. Yeah, you
Listen
can't.
to me. Yeah, yeah. And then but I do the same for him. It's not like I
Yeah, we
demand
both
like,
do. We all do it, but you're not listening when you're looking at your phone because you can't do
no,
two things at once properly.
no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm conscious of the time. Have you got a client at 11?
Yeah, I've got a couple more minutes. We've got like 3 more minutes. But
Well,
yeah, I
can I
think
ask you my question?
yeah,
That I don't know if I prepped you for this. I'm sorry if I didn't. Um, what
you
if
didn't.
you? No, I didn't. If you could tell yourself something
Mm.
10 years ago that you wish you'd known then that you know now, what would it be?
Uh, this would change, but today it would be start before you're ready. Don't wait till you're ready for anything, basically. So, like the idea that like, oh, I'm feeling really low, I'll do that when I'm feeling ready. I want to lose weight and then I'll do that. I want to move house, anything, start before you're ready. Take action towards your goal, however small. Like one step is one step closer anyway. So.
Love it. Can I ask what your like next big dream and what you're working on is at the minute?
Okay, my
What's
next big
next?
dream is something I'm actually, my next, I want to get really focused on my business and what I am doing, because I am, like what I'm just talking about, the ideas person. I have so many ideas, but it is to have like a community where people can do different courses to um that will bring in the counseling stuff, but also the real mindset stuff, because I'm so into mindset. And I think that actually having both areas is so important. So understanding where your anxiety comes from, but then also understanding how to reframe it. That kind of stuff.
I love that. That's
Mm.
exciting.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. But I just need to get focused. I need a coach, really.
Do you? Everyone needs a coach. So somebody was saying that, like I did this really the other day, and it's like, how can you be? How can you think you're any different or better than Michael Jordan? And Michael Jordan had a coach, literally. He
Oh, I
probably still
love
does.
that.
Freaking
That
Michael
needs to be
Jordan.
your sales pitch.
Yeah, yeah. I've literally watched Last Dance, and I now base everything. And I think to myself, what would Michael Jordan do? He'd freaking keep going.
I
Keep going.
love, I love seeing how athletes keep going. I love seeing how like really wealthy people like Elon Musk kept going. I
No,
love it.
it's all about perseverance. Perseverance is what gets you ahead.
That would be my other one.
Yeah. Oh, there's a great documentary on Elon about Elon Musk on BBC,
Oh yeah.
and it's when he started doing SpaceX and how so many rockets crashed, and the
Yes, I've
last
seen,
one
because
you
there
seen?
was one on no, there's one on Amazon which was quite similar. It had the 5 billionaires,
Oh
and it was
right,
talking about how, and he was like, and when he had Tesla, he had to raise the price because he was not going to make any money.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and all these like people, they just kept going. I always say to my clients, um, J.K. Rowling had Harry Potter rejected 27 times. No one
Yeah.
else would have kept going 27 times. That's why she's a billionaire.
27 is crazy,
You
isn't
just
it?
wouldn't. You'd have given up. That's why she's a billionaire mindset. I really want to figure out how I work on my mindset in like training, because for me, exercise is all about like, it is now much more about like uh emotional well-being and like dealing with overwhelm and like headspace,
Mm.
but it's still so much about like weight of my body. And I want to know how I get that mindset of an athlete, that I just want to be like better and fitter and stronger. And my
Mm.
husband started going to the gym, and that's his only goal. He doesn't care about what he looks like. And I don't know how you get that.
Well,
But
I saw something the other day about this mindset, and you can use it for business and fitness.
yeah,
Is that you just sit with the fact that you are already the
yeah,
fittest and most wonderful version of you. You just need to maintain it. So you sit in that energy of abundance of the fact that I'm already there.
yeah,
Because in the universe, somewhere you are already
mm,
like that. You
yeah,
just need to maintain it. And so your body then relaxes into it, and it's easier for you to keep fit and keep going,
yeah,
and be motivated because you're just maintaining it. You're already there. You're just going to carry on
yeah,
being that version of you. Exactly the same with business. You're like, I'm already a really successful business owner. Like,
yeah.
of course, everything comes to me. I'm such a magnet for all this success.
So it's like it will.
Yeah.
There's always more money.
Maintain.
There's always more fitness. There's always
There's
more.
always, you will always be the best version of you right now. There's
Yeah,
no argument.
good.
There you
All right
go.
then. Okay, I've got to
Thanks.
go. But
Yeah.
lovely to speak to you.
We're gonna do a real goodbye. It's gonna do a fake goodbye. But you need to actually go right
I
now.
do actually need to go.
Right now. Thanks for coming on, babe. I really
Bye.
appreciate
I
it.
had a really lovely time. Always, always love chatting to you.
See you later,
Thanks.
babe.
Bye.
Bye.